Hello, Dr. Vicki Peterson here. I wanted to give you an update on the coronavirus over and above what you hear on the nightly news as far as numbers and all of that, but some real things you can do absolutely for free to really lessen your chances. Now, we hear about washing your hands and not touching your face. So just as a quick aside, so washing your hands, absolutely, wash them a lot. And then don't touch your eyes because that's a means of things getting into the body. Same thing with the nose, same thing with the mouth. So that's what the whole touching various parts of your face is about. But over and above that, I want to go over 5 key things that you can do immediately, starting today, which will absolutely decrease your risk of getting the coronavirus and any other virus for that matter. Okay, so number 1 is sleep. Now, there's been some amazing studies about sleep and how sleep affects your immune system. Sleep and your immune system are very tied together. You've had this experience when you've had a bad flu or a cold. The only thing you want to do, right, is just sleep. You're exhausted. That's your immune system's way of saying, go to sleep and I'm going to heal you while you're asleep, because that's when your immune cells come out. A couple of key studies I wanted to go over, which I think you'll find rather fascinating. So they took individuals, and in all these studies were healthy, young, robustly healthy individuals, and this is what they did. So on this first study, what they did was they had young, healthy men, and they had them sleep 4 hours, just for one night. Simply one night. And then they assessed what's called your natural killer cells. For short, these are called NK cells, but what these cells do is that they are your immune defense army. They kill everything: bacteria, cancer cells, viruses. You want them robust and strong. One night of 4 hours of sleep annihilated 70% of the natural killer cells. So needless to say, this is not the time to start slacking on sleep. Another really fascinating study was done right here at UC San Francisco, where they looked at 150, again, young, very healthy men and women. They simply observed their sleep habits for a week. Didn't say anything, just said, sleep, and they were monitoring how much sleep they typically got. They then took that group and put them in 4 different categories. Those that tended to sleep less than 5 hours, so it was group number 1, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, more than 7. They then, and of course this was voluntary, they shot some rhinovirus, or the cold virus, up their nose, and so these guys knew what they were getting into, and it was the cold virus. So they put it up their nose and then observed them, and again they had their same sleep pattern. So those who were in that less than 5 hours sleep, 50% of them, so half of them, got the rhinovirus. They got a bad cold. Those that got 7 hours of sleep or more, only 18% of them got the cold. So again, really proving the fact that the more sleep you get, the more robust your immune system is. There's a great book called Why We Sleep, and what the, again, abundance of research looked at is that routinely, if you're getting less than 6 or 7 hours of sleep, you are more than doubling your risk of cancer. It so thwarts your immune system that, this was a cancer study, but, if you're looking at thwarting your immune system, that's putting you at risk for viruses, bacteria, cancer. it's all the same. So the World Health Organization has claimed that sleep loss is actually an epidemic amongst industrialized nations. And looking at industrialized nations, a full 2/3 of adults don't get adequate sleep. And that sweet spot is 8 hours, which for I see patients every single day, and 8 hours is almost, patients feel guilty. It's like, well, I need 8, like, I'm sorry, I know I'm lazy. And it's not that way at all. 8 is the sweet spot. So especially now, when we have a lot of concern about boosting our immune system and being more robust and being more resilient, now is the time to get that 8 hours of sleep. If you've never gotten it before, your body will very much appreciate it. So sleep was the first thing I wanted to go over. And sugar is the next thing I want to go over. So unfortunately, bacteria and viruses have a sweet tooth. For that matter, so do cancer cells. So you might have a sweet tooth, they have a sweet tooth. It is their preferred source of fuel. You don't want to give them their preferred source of fuel. That's making them stronger. So I get having a sweet tooth. I used to have one, but this is a battle now, right? It's them versus you. And you don't want to feed them. You don't want to make them stronger. So now is, well, really never, but especially now is not the time to be ingesting sugar. Sure, enjoy your fruit. We're about to go into healthy foods. A little stevia is a sweetener, not artificial sweeteners either. Stevia is a real plant. But really enjoy the natural sweet associated with real food, but not sugar. Truly, truly dangerous. What else did I want to tell you about that? Yeah, that's it. So the next thing I wanted to go over is hydration. Again, we Americans are terrible. We're very often dehydrated. That's more the norm. Just like sleep had that magic 8, so does hydration have that magic number 8. You want 8 glasses of good, pure water every day. Now, a little caveat with that, when. You don't want to just chug 3 glasses at a time just to kind of get it over with. Because the whole point in getting water in your system is it's going to detoxify. It actually flushes bad organisms out of your body. So just a glass an hour, okay, so spread it out. Also, not around food. So it is true that drinking while you're eating dilutes your digestive juices, so you're not absorbing as well from the food that you're eating. So when you're eating, you're not drinking, and on the off times when you're not eating, that's when you should be enjoying the water, and about 8 glasses an hour. So spread it out. But that hydration is amazing for flushing toxins, and you'll feel it. You'll feel so much better when you're really hydrated. And I know some people hate water. If you want a little spritz of orange or a little lemon juice or even a little liquid stevia, whatever will get that water in you is fine. If you prefer carbonated, that's okay too. But get those 8 glasses in. It's really, really critical. The next one is sweating. So whether, of course, exercise is super important. It's great for the brain. It's great for the immune system. So there's the sweating from exercise, but there's also the relaxing sweating from a hot bath, a sauna. And when you sweat, it's very interesting. You're raising your body temperature much like when you have a fever. And when the body temperature raises, it mobilizes your immune cells. And so you get a stronger immune response when you're a little hotter and you're sweating. So intentional sweating, and I like both. I like the exercise aspect and also the warm bath, hot bath, and or sauna, if you have one at your disposal, is a very big deal. So now the fifth and last, although I just thought of one more, so I'm changing it to 6. But the fifth one is nutrient-rich foods. So we want real foods with strong nutrition coming in at your body, because those antioxidants, phyto, meaning plant nutrients, are very robust in enhancing immune response. Just like the sugar and the refined carbohydrates weaken your immune system, the contrary of real food, real unprocessed food, is so important. So starting with fruits, citrus is excellent. We're at the time of year where Florida oranges are around, and they're pretty delicious this year. Grapefruit, so citrus is really good for the immune system. Of course, it's loaded with vitamin C. We'll talk about vitamin C in a little bit. Berries are very rich in nutrients that raise the immune system. Our favorite dark green leafy vegetables, again, very rich in nutrients, will boost that immune system. It's giving it that good fuel to work. The cruciferous vegetables are really pretty elite among this category. Things like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale, finding a way that you enjoy these. If you're wondering how to prepare them, we have a lot of recipes on the website, rootcausemedicalclinics.com. Hundreds of recipes that can give you some interesting ways to prepare these. Garlic is an amazing antibacterial, antifungal. Ginger, turmeric, that's anti-inflammatory. What am I missing? Oh, spinach. So I always joke about spinach and me, because I dislike spinach, but it's very good for you. It's very good for your immune system. I take the baby spinach and I put it in my smoothie every morning. So I have so many things packed in that smoothie, and baby spinach is very light. It doesn't add a lot of flavor, so it's in there, but I can't tell, so I know I'm getting it, but I can't taste it, which is a perfect formula for me. But if you like sauteed spinach or a spinach salad, just make sure it's organic. Very, very healthful. Flax seeds are great. Green tea, I think I mentioned ginger. Mushrooms, very important for the immune system. Sweet potatoes are good. So there's a pretty long list, but those are some of the highlights that are especially immune supportive. And the whole key is real food. And so you go, I don't have time, So frozen's okay too. We have an amazing system, organic if you can. It's more rich in nutrients, but we have an amazing system at the farms where vegetables are picked and they're flash frozen really fast. So especially the berries, I always get frozen berries. It can be difficult to get them fresh sometimes, especially at the time of year. So it's okay. It's okay to do the organic frozen, and very easy. You can stock up on them and have them and just saute them, put them in soups. Again, I definitely refer you back to our website that has a lot of good recipes in it. Lastly, I want to finish up with supplements. We know vitamin C is good for the immune system. It really enhances those natural killer cells that I talked about earlier. So getting a lot of vitamin C, about 500 milligrams an hour is a good dose. What you can kind of play with to see what your threshold is of vitamin C by If you start to get a little gassy, gassy precedes loose stools, so you don't want to go that far because that's annoying. But if you start farting a little bit, that shows you've gotten to a nice threshold of vitamin C, and then good for the day, and kind of see how much you need. So kind of an easy little hack on that. Vitamin D, critical. It's really decreases your risk of infection. I was doing a little research on it yesterday and was reminded that viruses block your vitamin D receptors. So they're insidious little things, and they try to decrease the thing that prevents them from reproducing. So getting enough vitamin D, and Americans are renowned for being deficient in vitamin D. We have a nice liquid that we use. It's got a D3 K2 balance, and I think we'll try to put a link here so you know how to get that. But vitamin D is definitely something to put on your list because it's so pervasively deficient. Vitamin A, great for mucous membranes, and that's what this coronavirus is all about. It's very lung and mucous membrane oriented, nose, lung, and A is very protective for that. Last but not least, and these are very accessible to you, it's not hard to get these supplements, but zinc. So zinc is a known antiviral. We have lozenges. That is considered the best administration of zinc. Again, a lot of people don't have adequate zinc, so getting some lozenges is great. The little trick with the lozenge is don't chew it, just suck on it and let it absorb into your system nice and slowly, and that's the best administration. So hopefully this helped you. There's so much talk about, well, there's a lot of fear talk, and there's a lot of concern, and it's not inappropriate to be concerned, but I wanted to give you some real tools that you can do today to make a huge difference in your resilience, your ability to fight this virus. And these are not hard things to do. Unfortunately, as we listen to the news more and more, we get stressed. With stress, you increase what's called your sympathetic nervous system. You get into this kind of frenetic state. That makes it more difficult to sleep. And we just talked about the importance of sleep. The other thing that happens as we get stressed, we want a sugar fix. Again, worst thing in the world to do. So we're sort of fighting this kind of response we get into because of all the stress. So if you need to get oriented to what's happening in the world, do it first thing in the morning, listen to the news, and then be done. You're fine. You'll hear it again tomorrow morning. But listening to it all day long, listening to news right before you go to bed, this is not healthy, and it offsets all these different systems. So if you need help, if you feel like you are somebody whose immune system is not as robust, that's definitely something we can help you with. But I wanted to give you some easy tools today that you can do right away that really will make a big difference for your risk and decreasing your risk of getting this virus. So I hope that helped. Please call me if you need some assistance in boosting your immune system. The telephone number here is 408-733-0400. If you like this video, please share it with others, and I look forward to talking to you soon.